Self-love is very important to have towards yourself, which is why it's important to know when to choose, when to focus on others and when to focus on yourself, when to choose. Like, not yourself over people, but choose to focus on yourself over focusing on other people, if that makes sense in a way. It's like you can't do both things. You can't focus on other people. You can't focus on helping your family, on helping your friends, if you're not helping yourself as well. And sometimes you'll put more time to helping your whoever, other people. But if you don't put that time to help yourself, to nurture yourself, that's when the issue becomes of not loving yourself. This idea of self-love, which is more than just caring for yourself, taking care of your body mentally, physically, nutritionally, like sure, that's very basic. Like, I'm not saying you should not be doing that. Like, go outside, get some exercise, go to the gym, play a sport, whatever. Obviously, take care of yourself physically, groom yourself, take a shower. If you are not taking a shower every day, what the fuck? But seriously, make sure you're clean, make sure you're fit. And I don't mean you have to be the most athletic person on the planet, but going out on a walk once a day, not even once a day, every other day, that's not impossible. I'm not saying you gotta get in that gym, you have to get that membership. I'm just saying, do something physical so that your body is not, unnurtured. And if you have like a physical job, I'm a construction worker, I'm not talking to you, bro. I'm not talking if you have if all you do every day is stand for 10, 12 hours straight, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that have desk jobs, the people that are not that active while they work. Not the construction workers, not the people on their hands and feet all day. That's not who I'm talking to. But beyond this idea of nurturing your physical well-being, obviously, with good food, with proper exercise, taking care of that. There's also the mental love to yourself, which I think is incredibly important and often neglected. And you can use other terms like spiritually or whatever, but the idea of caring for yourself in a way that you can only really do, that other people cannot provide that care. You can substitute it, but it's not the same, because you need to care for yourself. You need to spend time alone with you to be able to make yourself be happy. Because how do you expect to care for others if you can't even care for yourself? Spend some time alone to try to get to know yourself. Spend some time getting bored to try to understand yourself. Stop having noise around so much so that you can't even hear your own thoughts. So much noise that you're constantly inputting something, and then you're wondering, why is it so hard to focus on the simple things? Well, it's because you always have stimulus. You always have something running around in the background. You always have music on. You're always doing something, and I get it. Being bored's boring, but you need to have some moments where you're not inputting something so that you can be thinking of something of yourself. And that those moments are when you truly get to know yourself. Now, obviously, it would be stupid of me to just say, yeah, do this, and not provide any examples. So I'll go ahead and give some. Number 1, journaling. I have my journal right here. I don't even use a real journal. I just use a notebook that I had laying around that I didn't need for school. That's how easy it is to get something to write on. And if you don't have a journal, that you don't even need it. You can use your phone, use a notes app, whatever. Just end of the day, reflect. That reflection on your day. Thinking what I did for myself, for others, for whoever. what did I think? How did I feel, you know? But if you're not into journaling, you don't have to do that. If you don't want to type, if you want to type it out instead, that's fine. If you don't want to type it out, you know, you don't want to do either, okay then. Make videos. I'm literally making a video right now. This is an outlet too. And these are just mental ways to clear your headspace, to process what you've been going through in your head and let it out. You know, there's also artistic ways, which is not the same, but it's also a way of expressing yourself, you know? Like drawing, painting, whatever. These type of things, going on runs, going on walks, just ways to clear your head, way to do something and not be inputting something, but actually be outputting something. You know, that idea. And when you're truly alone in just that headspace, it's healthy to allow yourself to actually breathe a little bit, to let the noise go away. Just looking outside on that porch, bro. It's as simple as that. Just going to a park, walking your dog, walking your cat, walking your fish. Like, it is not that hard to get a little time for yourself, just to be you. And of course, this comes with picking up hobbies, like, you know, physical, artistic, whatever. Just doing things for yourself, just for you, so you can get better at them, so you can explore you, so you can learn more about you. And that's what you need to focus on, that I think is so neglected in people nowadays. It's all about the grind. Come on, I gotta be grinding, I gotta go to gym 6 a.m, this and that. But we wanna improve ourselves, but we don't wanna take care of ourselves. How does that work? How is that fair to ourselves? You know? And we care so much about other people seeing us, you know? We care so much about other people looking at us and caring for us. We don't even think about caring for ourselves. We need other people to compliment us. Why don't we compliment ourselves? Why don't we do these things for ourselves? When's the last time you genuinely did something because you wanted to do it? Because it would make you happy, not seeking approval of others, seeking approval of yourself. Not just something for pleasure, but something that you genuinely wanted, because if you accomplish that, it'd make you happy. You know, going on a run for a mile. Doesn't matter how long, doesn't matter how hard, just going on a run and getting a mile in. And doing that not because, oh, I wanted to beat the other person next door or whatever. Doing it because you wanted to run that mile and you wanted that sense of accomplishment. That's what I'm talking about. And it's so forgotten that we don't even know. And when we do set the goal, it's always the next thing to continue that grind. What's next, huh? Whoa, slow down. You did something. It doesn't have to be a big thing every time. It doesn't have to be that everyone's looking at you just because you're looking at yourself. When you, let's say you get rich. Okay, yeah, when you get rich, when you have that Lambo, everyone's gonna be looking at you and being like, well, we're so proud of you. But who's proud of you 2 years ago when you were grinding for that? When you were working hard every night trying to figure it out through whatever, you know? Who was that? Who was seeing that? And sure, there's gonna be close people, maybe, you know, maybe a romantic person or whatever. But it has to be you. You always gotta be your number one fan. You know, if you're not there for yourself, no one's ever gonna be there for you. Which is why we need to practice this self-love more, and which is why you need to, which is why everyone needs to. But yeah. New video. Have a great day. See you in the next one.